Welcome to PAK Talk, where myself, Noe Fragoso with PAK Home Realty, along with my associate, Joey Diaz, we're going to just kind of talk anything about life, real estate, or everything going on in our lives. So hopefully you get to know us a little bit better. Hopefully you get to see a different side of us, not just as real estate agents, but as always, if we can help you with building generational wealth through real estate, that's what we're here for. That's what we do for a living. But also, I want you to know a different side of us. So we're going to talk about anything. So if you ever feel like you need to reach out, you got questions about anything, make sure to send a comment, DM us, shoot us a message on social media, or email or phone call, whatever works for you guys. But to get started, I want to introduce you guys to my associate, Joey Diaz. Joey, welcome to PAK Talk, first of many series. We'll see where this goes. Let's just have fun with it, keep it natural, keep it raw, keep it real, and give people a different side of what we do for a living. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Joey Diaz, born and raised in Chicago, first generation Latino. Here, been in real estate now for about going on four years now. Yeah.
All right, 4 years in the business. How do you like it so far?
I love it.
Love it?
I feel like it's only getting better. It's only gotten better.
Nice.
Yeah.
What made you get into real estate initially? I know a lot of people kind of looking my question. They're probably questioning the same thing. They're thinking about getting into real estate,
right,
or they're thinking about buying or selling. What made you specifically get into it?
So honestly, getting into real estate, man, it really wasn't by choice. It was so it was during COVID. So I was a COVID realtor. I got laid off from my job. I was selling booze up and down Illinois, going to bars, clubs, not Total Wine, that's Florida, Benny's, Jules, and selling booze. However, when COVID came about, everything got shut down. Bars weren't opening, clubs weren't opening. The distillery ended up shutting down, so I lost my job. As much as I loved the first month of COVID, just gaming, working out, playing COD, I got bored, man. I got bored. I needed something, and I decided to take a real estate course.
Okay.
And I was dialed, man. Like something that I've never seen before in high school. I was in the honors classes, and I did well, but it was mostly just by kind of luck, honestly. But when I took this course, this real estate course, I was dialed. I was studying I was reading the book. I was studying. I was taking the quizzes. I was raising my hand. I was staying after, talking with the professor. So right then, I knew that I was like, yeah, I got something here.
What about real estate made you get attracted in that manner? Because obviously it's not easy to get so focused and obsessed with something. Like it seems like you did. You got hyper focused with real estate. What was it about it that attracted you?
Sure. I think it was the fact that I knew you can build generational wealth through it. It's been in my family bloodlines. My grandpa, landlord, he had his apartments, he had his buildings, he had his houses, his terreno. My dad too, he had his houses. He was doing fix and flips, renting properties.
Okay.
I was kind of his mini property manager, if you will, going to cut the grass, collect rent, pick up mail, little things like that. So I would always, growing up, I was always kind of involved. Painting, as much as I wanted to be playing ball with my friends or just doing kid stuff. Mi papá me tenía painting. I remember painting the Melrose Park House. Like, gotta go to the Melrose Park House again.
Yeah.
So it was always there, I always saw it, and I knew, like, hey, man, I was playing for a travel team that I wanted to. I had the cleats, the baseball bat that I wanted to, because my dad was getting that passive income from his properties.
So you saw that obviously your family be involved in real estate. You saw the benefits of it. So when COVID happened and things shut down with your current employment, you're like, hey, what's the next best choice? Let me go into real estate because that's still moving, that's still happening.
Exactly.
Which is, for a lot of us that were in the industry during that time, it was a scary time. We didn't know what was going on. COVID happened, the shutdown happened. I was actually doing my first, I was moving from my house to my new house. We were deciding to I was already in the industry for, I want to say, 2012 till 2020. So I was in the industry full time for 8 years already. And when my wife and I were like, "Hey, let's get a bigger house. Let's start building a family." So I decided to cash out for my first house to move that money into there. And the day of the closing was the government shutdown, where everything was going to be like, "Hey,
Wow.
you're done." I remember calling my attorney. I was like, "Is this closing still happening? Because all my stuff is in the movie, man. Like, what's going on?" He's like, "I don't know. One way or another, we're closing this." And we closed, but I didn't know if I had a job moving forward. So it was a scary,
Yeah, I'm sure.
scary time. But luckily, it ended up working out. It ended up being one of our best years ever. And I know, obviously, COVID was a scary time for many people. But that being said, looking back at it, thankfully, most of the family was healthy. And it ended up working out, but just that leap of faith that you took to get into that industry, how did making that move from the beverage industry to real estate, how do you like it? Has it been a good move, or is that something that you still kind of like fall back on?
Definitely. So I think, I mean, at the end of the day, working with the booze, it was sales, and with sales, you talk to people. You talk to people from that own bars, that own clubs, that own liquor stores. You're just talking to people, and that's kind of what we do with real estate, right?
Right.
We're talking to people every day. So I mean, I think it was pretty much like almost a seamless transition from the booze to the real estate.
Do you think it sets you up for, if you're talking to business owners and bartenders and liquor companies, you could talk to a buyer and a seller?
Absolutely. I mean, man, I worked in Miami as well, and going out to Miami, and I was selling booze down there, and going into these, like, again, selling to clubs, bars, etc. I didn't know anyone down there. I didn't know the culture, so it was just like learning on the job almost, and those skills definitely transition to being able to pick up the phone and cold call and talk to random strangers. Those skills definitely help the transition.
Good. And it's obviously something that a lot of people, when they get into this industry, from now as a managing broker and as somebody who's helping and coaching people to get into the business, those skills are hard to teach. The sales side of it, the prospecting, the reaching out to somebody cold, or doing a presentation. So you coming with that background and at least the awareness that that's something that you're going to do, I think it has obviously proven beneficial to you, seeing in the results that you're having in such a short amount of time. How else do you think that experience sets you up for success in what you're currently doing right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think just going for it. Going into the booze industry too, I mean, my parents are in the booze industry, right? But I didn't know what I was getting into, so I just went for it. Kind of same thing with real estate, just went for it. So just going for it.
What has been the biggest challenge you've seen thus far? Like heartache, headache, or just something that kind of took you a little bit longer than expected to fully understand or get past?
We're talking about the real estate, or
Either real estate or the journey. It could be even going back to your days in school. What has been the biggest challenge that you felt that you had to overcome?
Sticking to real estate, I guess the biggest challenge, man, is just like, why me? Why are my clients going to use me? Like, standing out, showing them my value, showing them what I bring to the table. I think that has been learning how I can prove myself and show my value. That has been like the biggest challenge, like learning how I can do that.
Learning how to show the value. Okay, great. I love that. How do you feel like, obviously, your experiences, because it seems like in a short amount of time, because you're young, right? How old are you?
I'm 30.
30? That's young. I'm 40.
Very young.
So I feel like somebody that's getting into the industry, I feel like a lot of people that I connect with that are thinking about getting into the industry, they feel like it's easy. It just kind of like, let me go take my real estate test, because it's such a low barrier to entry. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you have to go to school like a doctor for years and then take residency. It's kind of like trial by fire type of thing. what has been kind of like the biggest eye-opening moment for you as far as real estate? Because you do kind of go into it and your feet are just kind of like, hey, in the fire, figure it out.
Yep.
You know, what has been that aha moment for you where you're like, aside from showcasing your value and how you have to do that for everybody, what else has been a kind of like a moment where you're like, oh man, this is not what I was initially expected, but it seems like with everything you're accomplishing, you're definitely surpassing it.
Mm-hmm. It's a numbers game, man. At the end of the day, it's how many people you talk to, how many people you get in front of. When I first got my license, I was blessed to have 2 clients within the first couple weeks. I thought this is going to be a breeze. I'm going to become a millionaire. Real estate is easy. Yeah, no, that's not like it. It's a numbers game. It's how many people you're putting yourself in front of, how many people you're talking to, and that's when I really realized like that's what you got to do. It's a numbers game, man.
Yeah,
Talk to people.
Totally is. I remember when I was doing part-time real estate when I first got into the industry, and it was I was truck driving, and then after I parked the truck, I would go show houses. But I wanted to quit so bad. So I only hung on long enough to buy my first house because I wanted to use my W-2 income to close on the house. And long story short, when I was getting ready to finally quit because I had the house under contract, closing date, I had about $10,000 worth of commissions lined up. And I closed. I closed on the house, and I gave my 2-week notice, and I was like, oh, I got $10,000 in commissions pending. I'm good. I'm solid. This is going to happen every month. And within that week that I closed on my house, all those deals fell apart.
No way.
Home inspection issues, financial issues, buyers got cold feet. All the deals just fell apart, and I was just like, what am I going to do? I just bought a house. I can barely afford this. I have no savings. I just kind of like quit and took a leap of faith. Yeah, it was scary. It was scary, but like you said, it's a numbers game. I just said, you know what? If I was able to get those under contract, and let me get them back under contract and get more people right behind them. So I just kind of did that. Numbers game. How many people can we get? How many people can we talk to? How many conversations can we have? Who can we help? And at that point, just kind of get in front of more people. So that helped me, and ever since then, it's been what's been helping me. And I see that you're kind of following in that same path where you're tracking your contacts, you're tracking who goes on their contract, following up, and just trying to get in front of people, which is essentially kind of what we're trying to do here as well. You know, we're trying to talk to the camera a little bit, but also get in front of other people and expose ourselves to a new audience.
Correct.
But also stay in front of people that already know us. So that being said, I also want to touch base in the fact that we're drinking some amazing old fashions that my man here prepared for us today, because he didn't just let go of that old business he was in. He's actually still pretty active in it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So it's the perfect mix. It's the mobile bartending business that my girlfriend and I started. So while I was making like a career transition, I secured my license. While I was doing that as well, I was bartending. I bartended for the last 3-4 years at Hampton Social. And while I was making that career transition, picking up an office job, trying to become a realtor, a full-time agent, I had to let go of that bartending job. And in order to, I had to let go of that bartending job in order to really become what I wanted to become, right? However, I missed it. I missed talking to people. I missed making drinks. One day I was just like, babe, I'm gonna just start a profile page for us. She's like, okay, go for it. Within that week, we had inquiries. Hey, we have my wife's 40th birthday. We need mobile bartenders.
Just from the profile post?
Correct, just from that.
Wow.
And we hopped on the call, and he's like, we need this, this, and that. How much do you guys charge? And I just looked at my girlfriend like, babe, how much did we charge? You know, it just happened so quick, and whatever, we straightened it out. We got out there. We did that event. The first inquiry we got, we did that event. That's all she wrote ever since then. We've been learning as we go, and I mean, we've been having a blast with it,
Nice.
honestly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that, because it's not easy to obviously run and manage that business. What similarities do you see with that? Because again, it seems like you took a leap of faith, kind of like a ver qué pasa,
Yeah.
and it's been successful ever
has.
since.
Yep.
What kind of success are you having now, and how can you see the similarities between what you're doing in the real estate side of things?
Sure. I feel like, again, back to when we were talking about booze and how we just talk to people, bartending is such an interpersonal like job. You just talk to people from all walks of life, and I think those skills, again, have just transferred over to the real estate. I could talk to anybody, honestly.
So just talking, communicating.
Yeah.
Nice. What about running a business? How do you see that?
I think I'm still learning, man.
Right.
I'm still learning. It's not perfect by any means. Not the real estate side, not the bartending side, but we make it happen. That's all I can say is we make it happen. It's insane running a business, and then just learning and growing as we go.
What made you get into the entrepreneurial world?
Yeah.
I feel like this is something that, growing up, everything was, at least for me, everything was about, you better go to school, get
Yeah.
good grades, get a career, graduate, and then get a decent paying job.
That's what all Latinos wanted,
Right.
right?
It's a
All
Latino thing,
parents
or
just
not just a Latino thing, but it's obviously heavy in our community.
heavy.
And I had to drop out, and then real estate was kind of like that way of me kind of still providing, still me being able to make ends meet, still doing something that I felt that I was thriving in. You graduated, right? You did that whole
Yep.
go to school, get the degree,
Yeah.
and then you still went into the entrepreneurial world.
Correct.
Did your parents kind of say, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it was just go to school, get good grades, go to college, study, get your degree, work a 9-to-5 job, and that's success. I did it. I tried it. I
Yeah.
tried it for a year. I got my degree, accounting, did it for a big company, financial accounting. It was not for me.
No.
I was miserable after a year. Even my mom questioned me. She's like, Joey, you are not working out. You don't play sports anymore. Like, it just got draining. Like, it was taking the life out of me. And I'm
Why
kinda
was
glad it
that?
did.
Why do you feel that was the case?
Maybe it was just the degree and the career that I pursued. It was accounting, and like the CFO was right there, the CEO was right there, all the accounting staff was lined up, and I wanted to talk to people and, hey, how was your weekend? Did you watch the Cubs game? Everyone was just like,
They didn't care.
just we're there to work, and I was like, it was just tiring. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't for me, man. I was not happy going to work. Waking up like shit, I got to drive 45 minutes to go sit next to Claire, who doesn't like to talk about sports, about anything,
Yeah.
It was just not it.
So making your own success, taking that risk, even though you didn't have that safety net, that made you feel a little bit more like, yeah, this is me.
Correct, yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's not easy by any means because, I mean, we don't have schedules, right? We don't have anybody telling us, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you can clock out. It's not easy, man. It's the freedom is beautiful, but it can really catch up on you.
Yeah, and then touching base a little bit on that Latino side of things, because it's a mindset, it's a cultural thing for a lot of us growing up. Did you have any examples of people that were succeeding in the entrepreneurial world? I know obviously you mentioned your family was associated with real estate, but I'm assuming they still had kind of like their steady paychecks coming in. Because at least for me personally, growing up, I didn't really have that example. I mean, the people that were successful growing up were either people that had really good jobs because they went to school, or they were drug dealers, So that was what I grew up. So I either had to have a degree or I had to be really good at selling drugs, like one or the other. So it was just the kind of like what I grew up with. And I knew that other option was just, I saw too many red flags. I was like, yeah, not for me. Let's kind of go the other way. And I tried my best to graduate, but unfortunately life had other options for me where it wasn't in the cards for me. So I fell into the trucking world to kind of help make ends meet. And then I fell into real estate that kind of provided that career that I was looking for to succeed and provide for my family. But for you, what was that example growing up? What kind of drove you to kind of have that entrepreneurial spirit within you? Because I don't think it's something that's too normal. Nowadays, I think it's something a little bit more trendy, but
Sure.
when we were in school, I don't think it was a thing.
No, I don't think so either, man. Everything that we were fed and told was go to school, get a degree, and 9 to 5, and retire, or family that retire, right?
Yeah.
I don't think. So I got a really good example from my parents, man. They weren't entrepreneurs. They didn't start businesses, but their work ethic, their determination, I think that kind of set the foundation for me. And then my grandpa, Maito, he's the one that kind of started his business, his restaurant.
Okay.
And that's probably the one that I've seen most in my family become like an entrepreneur. And I guess one principle, since I'm talking about my grandpa, that I've really tried to take from him is just take care of people.
Yeah.
That's him. Take care of people. He's not about. He's just about taking care of people.
Yeah.
And that's how we gotta treat our business, taking care of people.
Nice, very nice. You feel he was a big impact in your life?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like you got a little, like,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
a little strung a little chord, like a little emotion came out thinking of your
Yeah,
grandpa.
for sure. That's my hero, man. So he just recently became an entrepreneur. Not recently, but within the last, I don't know, like a decade or so. But yeah, seeing the way he kind of carried his business and how he treats people definitely kind of left a footprint on me and how I want to carry my business.
That's awesome. Cheers to that, man.
Cheers,
'cause
man.
Grandpas I don't think grandpas get enough props, you know?
I wish grandpas never died.
Love that song. It's a good one.
Yeah.
A little country in there.
Yeah.
We had a refill of TP mix.
Quick intermission. Salud.
Quick intermission. Salud. I mean, these guys, old fashions. They're my personal favorite.
Do they meet your standards?
We took my wife Stacy and I. We went to different bars around the city because when we first met, we met over a full old fashioned. Our first date, I ordered an old fashioned. She orders one too. I looked at her kind of like, "You're gonna grow a mustache. What's going on here?" You know, it just wasn't a thing that I thought that she would like. But she downed it like a champ, and in that moment, I fell in love. I was like, this is the girl for me.
You knew.
I knew. So then when we were engaged and dating, our thing was to go to different bars around the city, in downtown, the suburbs, and then try the old fashions. But
nice.
this one's definitely one of my favorite because it's like not too bitter, not too sweet. It's
Nice.
just right, man. So thank you.
Of course. Cheers. Plenty more where that came from.
Oh man, I love it. So yeah, that's how me and the missus met, and till this day we have a beautiful relationship. 2 kids later.
Kids later.
Thanks to the old fashioned, we're there.
2 kids is one of them maybe having a birthday tomorrow.
Dude, it's her birthday tomorrow, and my wife has got me putting up balloons all over the house. All I see is tape on my walls, and I just feel like this is going to turn into another weekend project where I'm just painting. And as you know, being a realtor, you don't have much time because on the weekends you're on.
Yep.
So I'm like, when am I going to paint this house? Because now I have to like take down all these balloons with paint. But hey, my daughter's happy. I'm happy. That's what matters.
That's all that matters.
So yeah, it's her 4th birthday tomorrow.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're excited about that.
Awesome.
So yeah, thank you for asking, man.
Yes,
so yeah, thanks to
definitely.
it started with the old fashioned. Started with an old fashioned. A good old fashioned led to 2 babies later.
There you go. That's how it goes, man.
Absolutely. Now, before we did a quick little intermission to get a refill, you were talking about grandpas being an influence.
Yeah.
what impacted you? Was it that something that he did that just inspired you to kind of like, oh man, this is my guy, this is my hero?
Yep.
Was it that masculine energy? I know there's a lot of things trending about masculinity, toxic masculinity, or just you need a father figure in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about your grandpa that kind of impacted you in such a way where in the end, and at the end of it, it made you who you are. It shapes you who you are, you know?
Definitely.
So grandpas have that in them where they don't, fathers and grandparents, they have that power to kind of mold men and women in a certain way to either be or not be a certain type of person
Right.
in life. So how did that impact you?
Definitely. You mentioned like masculinity, and that's the exact opposite from him. Actually, man, it's peace, it's patience, it's love, it's understanding. Like that's what I've gotten from him, and it's funny that it comes from, I guess, my grandpa, someone that maybe you expect to like masculinity, and no, it's actually the exact opposite. He's one of the most patient, almost too patient people, and those traits is what it motivates me to embody that.
Nice, nice. What aside from the patience, what else inspires you about him? Is it something he did, the way he just operates, the way he makes you feel, the aura, his presence?
I think a little bit of everything, a little bit of all that, honestly. And then his entrepreneurial spirit, starting the restaurant, going out on a limb. Him and my grandma moved from Chicago. They moved out to Brownsville, Texas. They started this unique kind of shop.
Yeah.
So you got their house, and then you got their shop right in their front yard.
Oh, really?
It's such a unique thing, and it's such a beautiful thing because everyone in that little community, in that neighborhood, they know them.
Oh,
like
cool.
That's the go-to spot for dinner for all the little houses around there, and it's all something that they started. They got there, and the community just got like tighter automatically when they put that business there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man. That's awesome.
The Chicago hot dog stand.
Chicago hot dog. That's what it's called.
That's what it's called.
Oh man, where they're at?
They're in Brownsville, Texas.
Brownsville, Texas.
So out very south at the bottom of Texas.
Make sure you guys check that out for sure, man.
Best hot dogs, best hamburgers, without a doubt.
I love it.
I stamped that.
I love it. I love it. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just like, at least for me in my life, same thing. Like right now, I feel like my grandparents had a big influence in my life. Your grandpa is still around, right? He's still doing his thing. He's still there for you guys. Mine passed at an early age when I was a kid. I think I was 10 years old when my first grandpa died. The other one died, passed away a year later. So God bless them. God rest their soul. But they had such a profound impact in my life. One of them was a farmer, a cowboy, rancher guy. So till this day, that impacted me, where I'm all about horses, cows. I carry a pocket knife on a daily basis. I mean, it's just a thing that I wear cowboy boots. It's just a thing that molded me, because when I was 10 years old, I would see him, and he was like, oh man, like those action Western movie stars. It was just like, wow, he has a knife, he has a gun, he rides a horse. Like I thought he was out killing Indians, but he was really just bringing back the cows to the house, So that molded me in such a way where I was like, wow, I want that. And kind of like you said, he was so chill, even keel, like peaceful. It was like an aura about him that was just like, I just want to strive to be that. And my other grandpa from my dad's side, he was a teacher.
Okay.
So he was very outgoing, very talkative, very, very obviously a teacher, very smart, by the book, intellectual, charismatic, big personality. He could talk to you for hours, and I always wanted to be that as well, because I saw myself as a shy kid. So I was like, I wish I could be like my other grandpa, and he's a teacher. He could put himself out there. He could present to people and teach others. Right. And here I am trying to coach people in real estate, follow that path. When I was going to school to be a teacher, to kind of follow in his footsteps in that.
Before the trucking?
Yeah, so before the trucking, I was in Loyola University
Nice.
to be a high school math teacher.
Okay.
That was
Wow.
my vocation. That's what I
Nice.
was going for.
Learn
And on
something
the
new about you.
and in the weekends I would ride horses. So it was like my grandparents kind of like just melted into me. Like
Yeah.
their life just, I just took what I saw growing up, and then I kind of just said, hey, I want to be like my grandparents.
Applied it to your life.
And I applied it to my life. And then obviously my father as well it had a big impact where, you know, he was a hustler. He was somebody that was just like one way or another, he was just going to get it done. And then I just kind of took all three of them and said, this is what I want to do. I want to become a teacher, still kind of stay true to my roots. I see what they did. I see what they provided for their family, and I want to kind of go in that path the right way, the proper way. And I saw real estate as that vehicle. So grandparents, I feel, have such a big impact in that life, because I was only 10 years old, 11 years old. Until this day, the way I see things, the way I operate, the way I want to raise my daughters is a model of what I saw my grandparents and my father do, essentially. So it's just crazy how that happens.
It is. Yeah. Grandpas, right? The power of grandparents.
Power of grandparents, you know, it's just kind of like, and then that feeds into what we're trying to do today, you know, in our personal lives. Now we're growing up, we're getting older, we're trying to obviously have our partners. How do you see your partner supporting you, helping you, so you can then set yourself up to then in the future be that influential grandpa?
Yeah, definitely. She's been my partner, Melanie. She's been very impactful, very a huge supporter, my biggest supporter. My mom and her are right there. She's definitely, when you're having those like down days, or maybe you don't want to do something or something doesn't go your way, to know that kind of she's there in your corner, it's big. It helps a lot. Very grateful to have her there. Yeah,
that's awesome. I met Melanie a couple times, and she's a ball of energy.
Yeah,
like, and I feel like you and her have this chemistry where it's just like you guys are just one.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but I just like I see it. Like
see it. Yeah, it's natural.
It's natural. It fits. You guys flow with each other. It's an awesome thing to see. And it's something that a lot of people strive to accomplish.
For sure.
What have been kind of like the biggest lessons you learned from being with her?
Just don't stop trying. Things weren't always picture perfect. And it's kind of like life. Like, I've learned a lot about life with Melanie in my last years with her. So just don't stop trying. Just keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Maybe a little cliche. Just keep going.
I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I mean, when I met my wife over some old fashions, it just like,
love that.
It was crazy because, you know, I thought I was just going to just go on another date. You know, I was just, hey, I'm dating. I'm just getting to know people. No big deal. I met her. We went out for drinks. And previously, I just didn't want a relationship. I was just focused on just doing me, doing
Hustling.
my career, hustle, grind. That was it. I didn't need to worry about somebody else necessarily. But I met her, and it's just something about her just said, it just felt right. Mm-hmm. And till this day, she's my biggest supporter, my biggest advocate, my partner in crime. I know it sounds cliche, but like everything I run by her when I need her advice. I mean, this girl wanted nothing to do with real estate because her mom was a realtor, and she says that she hated it. And here I am just trying to succeed at the highest level. The love of her life is a realtor, you know, like, and she was like, nope, not having it. But, you know, something said to me, I can't let her go. Keep going. It was my biggest closing to date. I prospected, I follow up like no other. It was just, until this day, I thank the stars for her. I thank God, La Virgen Maria, because I feel like I prayed for her at some point.
Absolutely.
Because it was one of those things where I was just like, hey, I'm going on dates as young men do. We
Casual
go out,
dating.
We're dating, we're getting to meet people, and I just wanted somebody that I could just connect with. That I said, I want just somebody who I can love, that loves me just as much as I love them.
Absolutely.
And can help support me in whatever we end up deciding to do.
Absolutely.
And I feel like my wife was that.
Mm-hmm.
until this day, now we have two beautiful daughters. We're growing a business together. She's there, even though she hates real estate. She doesn't want anything to do with it. She's still supporting me. She helps me put events together. She helps me with the team. She helps me with everything that I need her help on, because she knows that I'm coming from a good place, that it's best for our family. And just she just has a different perspective. That's the other thing.
That's beautiful, though.
That women just see things differently than us men. And at some point, it's kind of like this balancing act that we have, that, you know, we could get blinded by certain things. We could get very lost in the grind, or we could get lost in the woe is me. And some women have this beautiful thing that they just kind of like snap you out of it, give you a different perspective. How has Melanie helped you with all of that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think kind of similar to you and Stacy. Just she's helped kind of keep me aligned, and just she's. I had a vision, and she kind of just fit right in, and she sees that same vision, and it's easy when you have two people going after the same thing. So, man, just her support through it all has been great.
Did you know right away?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. I'll just leave it at that.
Nice. I love it. It's hard to find. It's for all you young men watching. It's one of those things where you have to just keep at it, because the right person's there for everybody, I think. I was a guy that didn't settle down till later in his years. I guess I see some guys getting married in their early 20s, even younger. You know, my compadre got married young, things like that. My best friends, a bunch of people got married young that I know. And then when it's right, it's right. And that's the thing. A lot of people feel
There's
like
no age to it.
There's no age to it, you know? So for me, I felt like it was a little bit later, because my parents were teenage parents. So I felt maybe that kind of had a little influence. Like, hey, I kind of want to do the opposite of what they did. Like, they had kids in their teens. I want to wait a little bit, kind of see what life is
Enjoy
about.
life a little more.
Yeah, see what that's going on. But yeah, it was just different, you know? So I kind of did the opposite in that, and I'm sure maybe my kids might do something different. They're not going to wait till they're 33 to get married. They might do it a little bit younger, and God bless them, you know? So it's just one of those things. But again, life circumstances happen, but it brings us to where we're at today. So having that partner, having that special person, is just one of those things that you just want. When you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I even tell people, when you're looking at a house, I'm not going to sell you on a house. When you know it's the right house, that's the right house. Then you tell me, and then we'll take action on getting you the right house. But you have that feeling, that spidey sense, you know. And it's same thing with dating in a weird way.
No,
it's
for
like
sure.
you have to kind of go out and meet as many people as you can and make those connections. And when you know, you know.
You know. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. But I love seeing, obviously, that dynamic, because she's helping you with your business in the real estate, and she's also helping you with your business on the mixing side. So it's one of those things that's kind of like you said,
beautiful.
that vision that you had.
She aligns. She sees it.
That alignment, you know, speaking with alignment, what else do you feel like she adds to what's going on in the personal life? Mm-hmm. What else does she help you balance yourself? Does she help you kind of step out of your comfort zone? What else do you feel that your partner does for you?
Definitely. She just helps, man. She just makes life a lot easier, man. She doesn't judge me whether I'm having a good day, bad day. She shows me the same love every day, in and out. So super grateful for that. And that's all you could really ask for. That's all I asked for, and she does more than enough. Yeah, really grateful.
I love it. I mean, it's one of those things where we're in a tough enough industry with real estate that
so many ups and downs, right?
Yes, it's so emotional. How do you deal with that?
Well, rely on her for sure. Rely on her. Rely on the gym. Honestly, the gym helps with just kind of letting the stress out. Just going in there, listening to music, throwing some weights around, just kind of letting it all out. Kind of having your you time, and then these, right? Having a good old fashioned helps. It helps with the ebbs and flows of real estate. It's a beautiful thing. It really is, because we don't see the same thing every day. It doesn't get stale.
Yeah.
But man, those downs can be down.
Yes.
It can be cold.
Yes.
So having the gym, softball, it helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that distraction.
Yeah.
You need a little, hey, let me unwind a little bit, because with real estate, guys, I feel like a lot of people that may be watching, they see real estate as this. If you're watching Netflix, this big
Selling
thing,
Sunset?
yeah, Selling Sunset, right? Everybody's watching Selling Sunset. Everybody's like dressed up in high heels,
$1 million deals,
left and right, and it's not the case. It's not the case.
Far
from it. And even the $1 million deals or the $100,000 deals, they could get complicated. They could get emotional. You're dealing with other people's emotion. You're dealing with other people's home. You're dealing with their money, their livelihood, the biggest investment of their lives. And here we are trying to just help get people through it. And it can take a toll.
Yeah.
A lot of people just see, hey, just listed, just sold. Congrats to my clients.
It's
and everybody's
easy.
like, oh, it's so cool. Let me get my real estate license. But it's not like that.
No, it's not.
How do you deal with that, aside from obviously the distractions and falling back on your partner and having a couple of drinks to kind of unwind? What can you say to people watching us right now that say, hey, this isn't as easy as it looks? There's a lot of hard work that goes behind it.
Yeah, there really is. Wow. Just everything, man. Just everything overall, from getting the client. One of the hardest things, why are they going to work with you? There's so many agents nowadays. So that's a hard part in itself. Competition is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Everyone has their license. My primos have their license. My best friends have their license. Everyone has their license. My tios have their license.
Right.
I mean, so that alone is like, first of all, how am I going to get the client? And then once you get the client, yay, Joey, I'm interested. I want to buy a house. Now we got to get them pre-approved. That's the hardest, in my opinion. It's the hardest part about the whole transaction.
Right.
First, we got to get them pre-approved. Okay, now submit your documents and submit taxes and verification of the
things that people avoid looking at all
yes,
times,
bro.
Right?
Yes.
They don't want to look at their financials.
Joey, I haven't looked at those docs in years. So that's a challenge in itself right there.
Yeah.
And then we're going out to see houses, and what does your schedule look like? What am I available this time? Scheduling homes, and then this market, multiple offers, highest and best. It was just listed 2-3 days ago. Highest and best. It's just, man, it's challenging. It's challenging. It's not what social media says it is. But again, that's the beauty of it too. We're in it, so we see what's going on. I guess I see it as beauty because I love it, man. I genuinely do. So, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No. I mean, it answers it perfectly, because it's there's so much that goes into it. But the one thing that I see, from what the success that you're having, the one thing that I see that you're doing, that is that you just don't let everything bring you down. Mm-hmm. You get emotional. It's a roller coaster, and that there's a point where you're gonna see the benefit of it at that point, and that because of that, it's one of those things where you must just kind of have that faith that all the work you're putting in, all the struggles you're going through, all the roller coaster turns and ups and downs, they're gonna pay off.
Yep.
And as a result, how do you feel that making the move to plug PAK?
Yeah.
How do you feel this company, this brokerage, has helped you kind of navigate all those ups and downs?
Yeah, man, it's been game changer. My life has flipped 100%, 180. And shout out to you, man. I'll forever give you credit for making me make the switch. I was very hesitant. I knew I wanted to become a full-time agent. I knew that's what I was meant to be, to feel it. But I was always hesitant. Why? Because, the bills don't stop. The mortgage doesn't stop. The car note doesn't stop. Your monthly phone bill doesn't stop. The bills don't stop. Having a good time is expensive. The bills just don't stop.
Yeah.
How the hell am I going to get, where's my next commission coming from? Where's my next check coming from? I was very hesitant. You had a vision from the jump. I could see it from the day que nos juntamos aquí. And, I took the leap of faith with you. I really did. And, man, my life has changed 180 ever since then. The things that PAK offers, the relationships that I've made, the people that I've connected with, it's really helped my life make that 180, man.
I love that. I love that. Cheers to that,
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Because I known you for some time now.
Right.
And I seen that potential in you. And I remember that one time that we talked, that you said you were still had a full-time job.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell? What do you mean you still have another full-time job? I thought you were doing real estate full-time. And I saw that potential in you, and I was like, no. There's just no way you should be kind of having a safety net. Because that's what it is,
That's what it was.
I did it for several years.
Right,
where I
with the
had,
trucking, right?
I was trucking, and it was a safety net. And it's those things that you, like you said, the bills don't stop. So you get so scared of the bills coming in every month that you want the safety net. And that's great. It provides that money every month to get by. But then I started noticing that's all I was doing, getting by. And it wasn't until I made the switch to real estate, to PAK, to think on another level, to get connected with other people, to see the systems, the structure, the community that can really help me think bigger. Think bigger. We hear all these motivational videos. We see all these amazing athletes. We see all these amazing people have these successes, and it inspires you. It motivates you. Why? Because I feel like it's in you somehow, right? And I saw that real estate was that, wow, I could slam dunk that ball. I might not be Michael Jordan. I'm nowhere near 6 feet. I can't grab a ball with one hand. I can't palm it. I can't dunk it. I can't do any of that stuff. But I can sell a lot of houses.
Yeah.
I can practice my role plays and memorize my scripts and help a lot of families meet their goals. And as a result, I could get there. Yeah. And that's where this company helped me get to that point. And when I see other individuals like yourself, where I see the potential, it's kind of like a version of me. I see a version of me in you.
Nice.
I was like, man, I gotta have him on my team. I gotta have him with me. I gotta have him join this company because it helped me in such a tremendous way. There's no doubt, guarantee is gonna help you.
Yeah.
So that's why I kept reaching out to you as a result.
And I'm forever grateful that you did. It's been like it's what I needed. It's like a sign from God that I was asking for, and you showed up. I don't know if you texted me, DM'd me. We got in touch, and man, it's just been all she wrote, and I love it. I love it
because it's like I see what you're doing now, and like you said, the vision's there. We have obviously amazing things coming. It's just getting bigger, and to see you be at the core of that, it's just amazing because I feel like that's what we want to do. We want to surround ourselves with quality individuals. That it's not just no longer just me and you. It's our partners, our family, our extended partners, our business partners, everybody that we're surrounding ourselves.
Right.
We want them to succeed. We want them to grow. We want them to take their business, their life, their families to the next level. And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
I mean, contribution, collaboration, and success. Success at all levels, not just business, but family, personal, everything at the end of the day. Because we were talking about the impact of our grandparents had on us. I want to have that times 100 on my grandkids. I want them to say, damn, Papa Noe was the shit. Like that guy did it. Like
he set the standard.
He set the standard. We gotta live up to that standard and give him a proper example of what it is to succeed in this life.
And you're doing it, man. So
thank
props
you.
to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But more than that, it's just I'm not doing it because I'm not doing it by myself. I'm doing it with amazing individuals with you. You know, so like people like yourself, and that's what we're looking to do here is connect with other individuals that have that vision, that have that want, the drive, the need, the desire to succeed, to take things to another level for themselves and for their families, because real estate is an amazing vehicle that me and you saw the vision of how this industry can take us to where we want to go.
Absolutely.
What can you say to people watching right now? Because you're doing it. You're making things happen.
Yep.
Real estate is there. But again, like we touched on a little earlier, our family, they want the best for us. But they might be telling us, play it safe.
Yep.
Go to school, get a job.
Yep.
And that's fine for some. But for others, you need to kind of get out of that comfort zone. What would you say to them, somebody like that?
Man, honestly, no, I don't even know if I'm answering your question, but to your point, I still get that. It's still, Joey, what about your 401k? Joey, what about your insurance? Joey, what these perks that these 9-to-5 jobs offer, we don't get those.
Yeah, no.
Right? So it's about acquiring buildings, properties that in the long run, they're paying themselves off. We're getting rental income, passive income. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's building that generational wealth,
man.
Building that generational wealth, striving for success, looking to take things to another level, and not settling for just average. I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We want more. There's something in you, there's something in me, there's something in somebody watching this video that wants more than just average, and it's okay. It's okay to want that. And the thing is that I feel that me and you have in common, there's a vehicle that can get us there, and the vehicle is real estate, the vehicle is PAK, the vehicle is something that can provide that for us. And unfortunately, it ain't gonna be a 9-to-5.
No, it's not.
You can't build wealth 9-to-5. I love my grandparents, I love my parents, but it's one of those things where you see it just doesn't get to living life at the higher level. And when you see people operating at the higher frequency, you want to tap into that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is the place to be in order to do that in a way where we're doing ethically, we're doing it the right way, and we're having fun. And as a result, what do? We help others achieve their goals, obtain what they want, and as a result, you get compensated. And if you do that multiple times, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what
we're
it's all
helping
about.
people at the end of the
We're
day.
helping people, we're contributing, we're giving back to our community. That's what it's about. And as a result, all we do is now, what we're trying to do is empower others that are looking to do the same, to help others follow in our footsteps as a result. And then that will then help us help more people take things to a new level. So I'm really excited about the future. I'm excited for everything to come. I'm excited for all your success, both in the industry, in the real estate industry and the beverage industry, because I feel like this is just the beginning. We're going to take things to the next level. Any final words, any words of wisdom that you can share with somebody watching this video?
Yeah, a lot, honestly, a lot. To keep it simple, just go for it.
Just go for it. I love it. I mean, well said. Cheers to that with another old fashioned, everybody. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us today. Got a drink, because if not, it's bad luck. And for anybody that wants to connect with us, Joey, where can they find you?
Message me on Instagram, message me on Facebook, whatever's best for you.
Awesome. Likewise, guys, anybody that wants to connect with us, either Mr. Joey Diaz or myself at Noe Fragoso. PAK Home Realty is where we're at right now. But more than just real estate, we are here to help you achieve your goals and building
Absolutely.
generational wealth, building success for you and your family, whatever that might look like. Regardless of what those questions are, the concerns are, please do not hesitate. Call us, DM us, send us a message. We're here to help at any point. So thank you guys for watching today. We're going to be dropping more videos in the near future with more stories, more content,
Yes.
more behind the scenes. Anything that we can do to provide value for you guys, that's what we're here to do.